Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Elemental Hero Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for January 2022. I've been wanting to update the Elemental Heroes. This is my, I would say, original Jaden Elemental Hero deck that focuses on all the many different fusions he did in the first two seasons of the anime, and that's what this deck profile is going to be. It's going to focus on all of Jaden's Elemental Heroes, Avian, Burstinatrix, along with some of the new support that works with cards like Flame Wingman from the Magical Hero booster set. We are getting the Legendary Duelist Season 3 this year, so we'll be looking forward to a lot of those reprints. So those of you looking to pick up these cards will definitely find it a lot easier. Some of them aren't even that expensive, but a lot of them do focus on the playstyle that, you know, Flame Wingman went for, including using Skyscraper and all the old Elemental Hero cards you remember. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck, running the old hero cards. I'll show some of the old heroes we're running. If you wanted to run some of the newer, more meta-relevant hero cards in this deck, I'll show you which ones you can take out for them. But for the original hero lineup, we are running 2 Elemental Hero Avian, 2 Elemental Hero Burstinatrix, 2 Clayman, and 2 Sparkman. We do run a good variety of different heroes in the deck, so being able to have the mishmash of Jaden's original 4 to use just gives you options for using these cards for your fusion summoning, whether it be for your polymerization from your hand or even for your miracle fusion play once they're in the graveyard. You have a lot of different variety for all these heroes like Avian and Burstinatrix being able to make Flame Wingman, and then also different ones like Clayman and Burstinatrix being able to make Rampart Blaster. That's the whole point of this deck, just a lot of fun, you know, retro fusion plays that you make with all the different cards. So you need that variety, but I feel 2 of each is fine. They are searchable with other cards in the deck like E-Emergency Call, A Hero Lives, you name it, and being able to be special summon back onto the field with cards like Oversoul as well. For some of the other heroes that I run, I also run 2 Elemental Hero Wildheart. It's good, it's unaffected by trap cards, but also has a good variety of different fusions that you can make in this deck, including ones like Elemental Hero Wild Edge and also Elemental Hero Necroid Shaman. So you have good variety with those ones to make with Elemental Hero Wildheart. Also the same goes for Elemental Hero Bubbleman. It does have the 2 draw option in the deck for this card, so having these cards as just additional options for your fusions. Bubbleman definitely does have a good variety of fusions as well, like Steam Healer and also Mudball Man. So having 2 of these just gives you more. Same concept, just like the other heroes, to use Miracle Fusion from the graveyard once they're set up there, or Polymerization from your hand, you name it. For some of the other heroes, I also run 2 Elemental Hero Necroshade and 1 Elemental Hero Blade Edge. Now, Blade Edge goes for a few other fusions. You can even combo it with Necroshade once Necroshade's in the graveyard to just summon this card out onto the field. But it's more or less a card you can use for a good number of fusions if you wanted to maybe run 2 Blade Edge and 1 Necroshade, depending on your preference for fusion summoning. We do have Plasma Vice with Sparkman and Blade Edge. It all depends on what you want to run. You just have that setup that works pretty well when need be if you set up Necroshade in the graveyard with Polymerization and you do open up Blade Edge or search it out. And then the last of the heroes that I am running in the deck, I run the 3 Elemental Hero Captain Gold. Now, we do run the Skyscraper combo, being, like I said, Jaden's original Elemental Hero deck. So we want an easy way to search it, and aside from Terraforming, which we aren't running in the deck, Captain Gold searches it out and also gives us the option to summon this card onto the field, being a 2100 attack point monster. If you didn't want to run Captain Gold, this could be the spot where you put in Elemental Hero Stratos, just being another hero that you can use to search out all the many different ones we run in the deck. And we do run some of the generic heroes, so you can use Stratos for fusion summoning with these cards. The other ones are a little more specific, but I do like it if you're going for more of the original play style. 3 Captain Gold, just searching out Skyscraper to then use for the fun play of Flame Wingman attacking over your opponent's monsters, being able to hit 3100 attack with Skyscraper alone. And then for more additional search power in the deck, I also run the 3 King of the Swamp. Just more options for searching out Polymerization, but also being able to substitute for one of the fusion materials. So if you're short 1 monster for one of your fusion plays, King of the Swamp can take that place if you already have the Polymerization spell in your hand ready to use. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 Polymerization. It's just needed. It's searchable with King of the Swamp, like I said. Running 3 copies just gives you better odds of opening it up in your hand, since it is a pretty important part of the play style of the deck. I even considered running Fusion Sage or Fusion Recycling Plant. I could show what cards to take out for the spell lineup if you want to run these additional cards, just to search out this important spell to work with all the many different hero monsters we run in the deck. For other options for Fusion Summoning, I also run 3 Miracle Fusion. This is the graveyard and field working card. So if you use your Polymerization to send 2 heroes from your hand to the graveyard, like if you make your Avian play with Burstinatrix to make Flame Wingman, you can then use the Miracle Fusion play to then summon out one of your other heroes, including one of the generic heroes, being able to summon out 2 fusion monsters onto the field, not being limited with the extra monster zone for your hero monsters. So Miracle Fusion definitely does come in handy. It's why I like running 3. Having 3 Polymerization and 3 Miracle Fusion just gives you your full lineup of fusions available and plenty to summon during one game. For more search power, I also run 3 Emergency Call. It just searches out any elemental heroes you need in the deck. So depending on the cards you need, whether you need to search out cards for your Skyscraper setup, or just that one of that we run in the deck to search out, whether it be to work with the Necroshade play, or even just that one specific fusion, this card definitely does come in handy. I run 2 Skyscraper. I'm only running 2. I feel that's all you need. The card doesn't really provide much in the terms of search power. It's mostly here just so your heroes can attack over your other monsters. I do run 3 Captain Gold, but if you set up the 1 Skyscraper on the field, it means the additional Captain Gold you have can be summoned onto the field, being a 2100 attack point monster that can swing over your opponent's monsters, being able to then be powered up by Skyscraper, getting all the way up to 3100 attack, just like Flame Wingman. For more power for the heroes we're running in the deck, I also run 2 Favorite Hero. You equip only to a level 5 or higher hero monster, so the good majority of the fusions we run. If you control a card in your field zone, which is the Skyscraper, the equipped monster gains attack equal to its original defense. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. At the start of the battle phase, you can activate 1 field spell directly from your hand or deck. You can only use this effect of your favorite hero once per turn. And when the equipped monster attacks and destroys an opponent's monster, you can send this card to the graveyard. The attacking monster can make a second attack in a row. So the obvious play would be to equip this onto Flame Wingman, being one of the powerhouses that can definitely benefit from this card, putting it all the way up to 3300 attack, then swinging with Skyscraper on the field, even more stronger, being able to hit all the way up to 4300 attack, so being able to get over a good majority of different monsters on the field. I even considered running this at 3. If I were to do so, I would maybe drop the hero count of like Necroshade or Captain Gold down to 2, just because this card can also search out the field spell to use. It's preference really, but this is definitely a powerhouse card that can help to swing over a good majority of cards your opponent may have. And I also run 2 Skydive Scorcher. Additionally, you target 1 elemental hero fusion monster you control, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible with attack higher than that monsters, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the highest original attack of the destroyed monsters and their graveyard, choice if tied. And if Skyscraper field spell is in your field zone, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined original attack of those monsters. So this just makes it that much more important for Skyscraper to be on the field, because then you have a 2100 attack point fusion monster and a good chance that your opponent will have a stronger monster on the field, being able to destroy those cards. And then when you have the Skyscraper equipped on the field, being able to inflict damage as well. It's basically like your Flame Wingman attack before even attacking. So I like running it as the full combo with Favorite Hero, having more damage there, but then also the destruction option with Skydive Scorcher. I also run 2 Oversoul. This is just to special summon more of your normal elemental hero monsters back into the field to use if you have the Polymerization play, or even if you just need that one resource on the field to summon back. And for the one-ofs, for the spells, I run 1 A Hero Lives and 1 Reinforcements of the Army, Warrior Search, and special summon for all your different heroes in the deck. And once again, if you wanted to run Stratos, you can take out the Captain Gold, but the combos in the deck really do focus on searching out your Skyscraper and working with the Skydive Scorcher in Favorite Hero play. That is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run the 1 Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. You run a good majority of level 5 or higher monsters in the deck, so being able to have this as a special summon option just to work with your Skydive Scorcher means you have a 2100 attack point monster, a lower attack point monster that can then be used to destroy your opponent's monsters as well. I run the 1 Elemental Hero Thunder Giant. I wanted to go for the full variety of different hero monsters you can summon out with this deck, and with Clayman and Sparkman being a target for this card, very, very fun to do, just like Rampart Blaster with its defense attacking with 1000 damage, Steam Healer for gaining attack and life points for your opponent when it destroys a monster, Mudball Man for more of the defensive plays, 3000 defense, Mariner for being able to attack directly when you have a set spell or trap on the field, Elemental Hero Wild Edge for being able to attack all of your opponent's monsters, 1 Elemental Hero Necroid Shaman for the destruction special summon option of your opponent's different monsters, Elemental Hero Wild Wingman for destroying spell or trap cards on the field, 1 Plasma Vice for the piercing and destruction power that this card has, 1 Elemental Hero Electrum. The one card I didn't have in the deck is Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman for Sparkman and Flame Wingman. If you wanted to run that, you can always take out Electrum. It doesn't really do as much in the deck, just as another hero option, but it's player preference with that there. But this would be the card I would take out for Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. And then I also run the 1 Elemental Hero Absolute Zero for the water plays and more generic hero options, 1 Nova Master for fire, Elemental Hero Gaia for earth plays, and the 1 Escuridao for dark plays that you can use as an extra additional option for when you have your Elemental Hero Necroshade to use for the fusion plays, because the only other option we have, I thought of running Dark Bright in the deck, but Elemental Hero Necroid Shaman I would say is the better option for our fusions to use in the deck altogether. And then as for some of the combos in the deck, the big play revolves around polymerization. So if you have your King of the Swamp to search it out and you have your go-to hero monsters, it all depends on what hero monsters you open up. If you have Burstinatrix and Clayman, you have your Rampart Blaster play. And that is basically what Jaden, I would say, it does in the series as well, being able to search out the specific heroes he needed for any of his summons in the deck, and then just going with that fusion for the play. It's what makes this deck that much more fun, being able to have all the different variety of hero monsters to summon out onto the field, and then use those plays accordingly. And you can use favorite hero and Skydive Scorcher as well. With any of them, they're not limited to Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. They just work well when you have the monster with lower attack and comboed with Skyscraper, just like those plays work as well. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I always love updating the hero deck, and this one is definitely a fun one to look into if you're a fan of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! GX series. And as always, until next time, I hope you all enjoyed, and please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.